It's a surface like no other. Former professional and ATP Player Board representative Justin Gimlestob gives us the lowdown on what it takes to be #1 on the hard court.
We're here in Montreal at the Rogers Cup, the first Masters 1000 event of the hard court summer, with 5,250 points up for grabs. Whoever excels is well on their way to the World Tour Finals. Now, one of the most unique things about playing on hard courts is it's the most prevalent surface outdoors and indoors. Matter of fact, there's a very significant indoor season in the fall that leads you right to London. When I talk about tennis on a hard court, I literally mean playing tennis on a hard surface. The clue is in the name. And by virtue of the surface being so hard, it's a lot of wear and tear on the body.
It's really hard for the body because if you're playing long time, practicing for long, the body hurts and you can feel the knees.
The other part about hardcourt tennis is movement. We talk a lot about movement on all surfaces. On clay, you slide. On grass, you glide. But on hard courts, the traction and the balance are the things that are most important.
I feel like I move the best on hard court and can scramble better than on any other surface.
When you see players stretched out wide, guys like Djokovic or Monfils, they're actually very proficient at sliding into their shots on hard courts. But one of the great things about hard courts is that all different types of shots are rewarded.
You have to have a good all-round game, you know, because the courts, you can, if you want, come into the net, you can play from the baseline. You know, it takes all of the spins very well. If you hit a slice, it stays low. If you hit the ball high, it bounces up high, and you can, you know, hit the ball flat and it goes through the court. So it lends itself to sort of an all-round player, and that's, you know, what I've been trying to work on the last couple of years to become more all-round.
You really can't have any weaknesses and be successful on hard courts.
I feel like hard courts is maybe the most neutral surface. You know, you've had a history of champions with all playing styles on hard courts, and I think that's what makes it exciting. You don't have kind of specialists that show up. It's kind of, you know, everybody can play on it, so it makes for some compelling matchups.
Well, one of the most important things about being successful on a hard court is having a big weapon. You need a finishing shot to win on a hard court. For some players, it's the backhand, but for a lot of players, it's that big forehand. Players like Gonzalez and Roddick, Federer and Nadal, they have huge weapons off the forehand side. They have confidence that they can hit a winner from anywhere on the court.
Like to be always on the ball and have to be with a lot of acceleration on the hand. At the end, it's really important. I mean, and no fear. I mean, if you miss, you miss.
You feel so much pressure to keep the ball away from their forehand that the court actually shrinks because you're hitting into such a small area and trying to get the ball to their backhands. No surface responds to the changing conditions more than playing on hard courts. Some weeks it's very hot, and when it's very hot, the ball flies through the air faster, and the conditions play a lot quicker, favoring aggressive players.
I really like to play on the hard court, and I think it suits to players who play quite aggressive game, good serving.
Another variable when playing on hard courts is the time of the day you play.
The temperatures, wherever you're playing in the U.S. or Europe, you know, temperatures can change 10 to 20 degrees depending upon whether you're playing at night or during the day. And so a lot of times you have to be willing to change your racket tension or change your style of play even, you know, if the court slows down at night.
Well, while hardcourt tennis rewards all styles of play, it helps if you get free points on your serve, you're a good mover, and most importantly, you need that big weapon. If you have all those attributes, there's a good chance we'll see you later in the year in London.
Next time on ATP World Tour Uncovered, He's been called the new Roger Federer. We meet rising Bulgarian star Grigor Dimitrov. They're the world's #1 pairing. Daniel Nestor and Nenad Zimonjic give us the inside track on doubles. And the man known as Crackerjack Krajicek tells us what it takes to reach the top and stay there. See you next time.